Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome to Contractville. If you like this content, please leave a like and subscribe, or maybe even a comment to let me know. Enjoy the video. Hello, my beautiful audience, and welcome back to Contractville. Waiting on the last 2% of this loading screen. Always the worst part. Okay, so here we go. Ooh, that looked bouncy. Anyway, so we just bought the office, and we were starting to have a look around the office. There's a lot of stuff that we need to clean up, so that's probably going to be my first job in the new office. Get it cleaned up, see what we're working with. But first, before I even get to that, I do want to have a look around. So it looks like you kind of drive in here. Has a little signpost here. I'm guessing this is going to be like a main office building, maybe? I'm not quite sure. We'll have to have a look. So this looks like the, open base management. Okay, office. So that is the office, I'm going to say. Garage. Garage. Let's see. 80,000! Holy crap! Press machine, 30,000. That's a lot better. Office decorations, coffee corners, skate park. Interesting. Small trees, big trees, and pergola. Office lights. I always do like lights. I love nighttime lighting effects. I've always been a big fan of them. Let's see. Artificial grass and statues. Corner cafe. Let's see. I wonder if that means that I can like sell stuff to like other people, or if it's just for my office. We'll have to get to that later because I'm not going to do that right now. I've only got 70,000 currently, so I'm going to be very careful with how I spend my money. Let's see. So storage. This is kind of where it was saying $50,000. That's very steep for what they're asking. I guess it's because of what it does. It seemed like this is where I can go to like the hardware store or the electronics store or what have you, get the boxes of stuff I need to rebuild places, and then kind of come here and store it here. I guess that is so I can kind of show up to a house with a specific kit of stuff to rebuild it with, which is actually kind of a cool idea. Makes all the houses the same though. I'm not sure how I feel about that. So we'll come to that when we feel like we need it. I'll probably end up buying it anyway, just to say that I've completed it. But let's go here. Fuel, and of course we have just crap just sitting here right now. So fuel upgrade is 50,000. Let's see, power. I still want to know why we need a power substation. Makes me wonder if we are going to get like bills or something when we start operating this place. That's kind of what I'm thinking, and that's going to be 45,000, and it's just for level one. And of course, all these are only for level one. I'm guessing there's probably going to be multiple levels by that structure. We did see like buildings kind of get upgraded and get like extra floors and things like that in the videos. So let's have a look. Pool, a freaking pool. All right, that's 45,000. That's actually not bad for a pool, depending on how large it is. Garden, 20,000. That's pretty reasonable. Road and navigation. So I'm guessing that's just like the paths that go around through the place, and a basketball court for 10,000 only. That's not bad. So let's go ahead and get the office just to say I did. Loan, buy with cash. So you can buy just about anything with loan. It seems like. Let's go ahead and do that. We will. I should have cleaned up all the trash first. Oh no, it looks like it's still here. It looks like it's still here. So that's actually kind of cool. I can still grab that trash and kind of make a little bit of that money back. For now, let's go ahead. Actually, I just realized we don't have the caravan anymore. I don't have a way to. I don't have anywhere to sleep. That's. I'm not sure what to do with that. Huh. Upgrade storage to level 1. So it wants me to do both the office and the storage to get this quest done to go on to something else. I'm running out of light, but it's not a really big problem. I can still see just fine. We'll continue because I don't have a bed I can go to anyway, so I guess it's not a big problem. So let's see. It wants me to do the storage. I don't want to do the storage because it's going to eat almost all of my money, but it's what it wants me to do. I really hope this isn't going to kill me. Do I have to do this? Like, is there a specific reason why I'm doing this? Hold on. Let's, no mails. Let's take a moment. Okay, so where was it? Properties. Yeah, those are way out of my range. I I guess I have to. Let me at least get some of my money back from collecting up all this trash that's kind of sitting around. That's gonna make me feel a little bit better. I really wish I had some light though. I really wish I had some light. It's gonna make me feel really stupid if it comes down to a point where I'm gonna do all of this, get some of my money back, and kind of agonize over it for a while because I do play a lot of business sims and a lot of like business tycoon style games. Um, it's really gonna bug me if I'm agonizing over this, and there actually is like a proper game mechanic that's associated here. Like it's gonna give me like some money back or something for completing the quest. But to make myself feel better, I'm gonna do it this way because it does make me feel like I'm managing the business a little bit more than just expecting the game to do it for me. That's kind of where I am with it. And of course, I did get the upgrade for the trash can that you carry around, so I can carry 25 items in it, which is wonderful. You know? And of course, I could put all this just directly in there if I want to, but I'm going to try to fill it up each time, just so I kind of keep track of how much trash there actually was. I imagine this is going to be like a really, really heavy sell to the factory. Interestingly, I was thinking about this last time I went up to the factory and sold all that stuff. Um, this is actually a little bit of a problem worldwide. It makes me very upset. But a lot of times when you recycle stuff, you're not really recycling. Well, you are. You're putting it into the recycling cycle, but it's not really going anywhere. Not most of the times. Companies are now starting to kind of pick up on it a little bit better. But when it comes down to it, oh man, there's a lot of stuff in here. I'm gonna skip that for now because I don't really need it. So I'm gonna come back to it. I'm gonna get around the office first. Ooh. Oh, I'm full. Didn't I just? Oh, because I hit E instead of click. I'm an idiot. Okay. Oop, I missed one. This is why having light actually does matter. And I'll go back and sweep up the dirt and everything. I'll just have to remember where the piles are, and hopefully I won't forget one. But yeah, when it comes to recycling, a lot of times, especially in the years, I guess I should say the decade leading up to 2024, the year I'm making this video, in case you're seeing this in the future, I really recommend you go look into it for yourself because it is very infuriating. There's not really a lot of money to be made on recycled items, so a lot of companies just won't. So, for example, if you want to recycle like a whole bunch of aluminum, aluminum isn't bad because it's actually very easy and cheap to recycle, and it actually is nigh infinitely recyclable. You just melt it down, you put it in. But plastic is the big one. Plastic degrades every time it's recycled, every time it is reprocessed. So you can reprocess like once or twice and kind of get away with it. But once you get past like that second or third maybe time that you're reusing that product, it starts becoming like spongy in your hand. Like I've felt like a couple. I'm sure you felt like a couple recycled bottles before, because there are a couple companies out there that will like stick to that mentality. I should bring the truck down here so I can kind of load it up rather than having to run back and forth. But I'm sure you felt like the bottles that have like the recycled label on them, like Coca-Cola is doing it now. But the older Coca-Cola bottles, how they felt like really plastic, or I should, the plastic bottle feels really plasticky. No, how it feels really spongy, I should say. Um, yeah, that's what it feels like when it's gone through like so many. Oh, there's another set down here. That's interesting. What I'll do is I'll just toss these. This is actually my recycling center in the future, so that's actually cool. That's actually cool. So what I'll do is I will put these in here, and I'll just transfer what I need to when I get there. But Coca-Cola started doing it now. But in prior years, when you had like that really spongy bottle that didn't feel quite right, there's two different kinds. There's like the ones that are made from like the plant-based plastic, which I do greatly support. I really do. The problem is that those plastics do tend to not be useful for a whole lot of things. Like drink bottles, absolutely, 100%. Plant-based plastic should have a lot more presence in drink bottles. Absolutely. I don't understand why we don't. The other side of it, I think actually a large part of that is because of lobbying against incentives. I guess is the best way to put it. Companies don't want to have to spend more money to produce their bottles or have bottles made for them, etc. So they will do everything in their power, spend all the money they can to avoid having to do that. And in some cases, it's actually been proven by a few different big names in economy that some of the companies that have lobbied against the use of alternate plastics have actually spent more to lobby against alternate plastics. There's the compressor. Then pack it up and put it in the compressor. And I'm guessing the compressor just turns it into like something that's. I wonder if we can only do like one type at a time when you use the compressor. But anyway, some of those companies have spent more money lobbying against alternate plastics than they have if they would have just gone with the alternate plastic. Like it's that bad. Like it really is. Um, but when you recycle, it kind of just goes to more or less a landfill just full of recycled items. I'm not kidding. Uh, yeah, plastics kind of just go into the plastic bin, but then they end up at like a recycling center, and a lot of times I would say greater than 50% of the time. Whatever bottle you're throwing away or throwing into the recycle bin, it will go to a recycle center, but it will sit there forever because there's no real demand for that product. And until there's an industrial demand or it makes sense from an economic standpoint to do that, the problem is that the companies that have the power to make the change are also the ones that are forcing that change away from the public view. Years ago, when everyone was going through like the whole big save the planet, you got to recycle kind of propaganda, really is how I see it. That wasn't the government saying that you should recycle. People were recycling. It was a problem that the companies who really should have been taking the blame for it were shoving the blame off onto the consumer. They were basically saying that, well, the reason we're not using recycled product is because you're not recycling. And it's getting to be such a bad problem. That's why I love the idea of this game. I love the idea of any game that does this, that lets you take products that, I say products, but any kind of material and just kind of recondition it or recycle it in some way. Those games are absolute treasures to me. The first game that I saw that really did it. I don't want to say correctly. That's not the right word. That did it well, in my opinion, was Space Engineers. And I know that there were some games that were prior to that, like especially like Minecraft, things like that. But Space Engineers kind of hit it home for me and made me realize what I was doing when I was doing it. Because when you take like uh, just a plane of grinders and you slam a ship into them and just let it go. That's a that's a great recycling because that's almost all the materials you that were put into that vehicle are going to come back to you, and it's not realistic. But that's I love stuff like that. I love stuff like this. That's why I do wish that there would be some kind of way to make this its own kind of gameplay loop. And I know it's probably a bad thing to ask for, but I really do. I think this would be a really cool gameplay loop. Just drive around in your truck, picking up trash from people's houses and just bring it back to your recycling center and just be like, I am now the recycling center, and I'm going to supply exclusively to the factory. Make that a gameplay loop. Make that something worth caring about. That junction box, which is the broken cable coming up through. Let's see, nothing in here. Or if that's going to be like decoration or something. I think that's where one of the decorations go, actually. But absolutely, please, I will even go so far if I get like a few comments asking like, hey, can you provide some like videos or resources to show you what you mean? Show me what you mean. I'll go find them. Absolutely. I'll put them in like the comments of one of my, or not comments, but in the description of one of my videos. Let you see exactly what I'm talking about. There's some really disgusting practices being done in big business, and I don't agree with any of it. I am 100% a proponent for recycling. I'm 100% a proponent for energy and water management and conservation. To a point. To a point. I'm not crazy about it. And I say that with the utmost respect to people who are. And I'm sure that's a bad way to put it, but believe me, I'm not overzealous about it. I don't think that, you know, like every time you turn on the faucet, you need to be, I take a bullet to the freaking finger or something. That'd be weird. But anyway, let's see. What kind of time are we looking at here? We're about half done with the episode, give or take. Need to move this right here. There we go. Had my drink blocking the timer there. Not a great place to be putting it. Looks like the sun is coming up. I'm getting a little bit more light here, so I'm actually going to go ahead and turn on our little bit of music. Go ahead and turn that down. Give you something to listen to if you don't want to listen to my voice. This right here, this is fulfilling to me. I could do this for hours. Just go around, pick up just trash. Do something useful with it. In fact, even from my own house, like I kind of took some cues from the old industrial craft mod for Minecraft. And my plan is to eventually... Wow, a lot of stuff in there. And of course, I'll transfer the stuff from up there down here so I can have it all in one place. And I'll keep all the trash in there so that I can, when I eventually build the recycling plant, or my compressor, I guess is what it's really called, I'll have easy access to everything I've saved up until that point. There we go. All right. Got that done. I don't remember what they said was going to be down here. I'll look at the poster podium. I'm not sure what you would call that thing. The interactable. I'll look at the interactable again, and we'll have a double check what that's going to be. And up here, I'm actually a little bit closer to that one that's at the front, so I'll probably put all this into that one, just to kind of collect it there. It is very useful that they gave us two, but it does mean I have to kind of micromanage if I use them as two rather than as one. Would be really nice if they were linked, like instead of developers, if you're listening, here's you one. Instead of making it two specifically individual drop-off points for the recycling, why not just have this pool per property? Wow, a lot of stuff over here, a lot. Yeah, I still kind of need that a little bit. Need the sun to get a little bit higher before I turn my flashlight off. And obviously, oh, I actually have a mail. That's interesting. Did that come in while I was doing this? It must have. Oh, sales. Okay. Yeah, I'm guessing now that I'm actually kind of out of what you would call the tutorial section, that makes sense because a new day has occurred. No trespassing. Violators will be shot. Survivors will be shot again. Anyway, now that I'm out of the tutorial section, it kind of makes sense that the game is more opening up to me. And I guess, you know, like if you have like a daily newsletter coming out from the store that's going out to all of its major customers. I've said it before in another video, but I worked IT for a major big box company. Not going to say who. Fortune 40 company, big company in the U.S. And they actually did have, I should say, a big box hardware company. Not going to say who. You have two choices. Guess one. You got 50%. They actually did have a newsletter that went out to commercial customers of a specific sales grade and above. And it would be like, hey, these are things that are on sale today if you need them. And they would say, like, these are the new things we have in for, like, contractor packs and stuff like that. So I guess it really does make sense that stores would really want, you know, the big spenders to know exactly what's going on every day. Like, I'm sure there was a lot of contractors that found it annoying, but realistically, like, I actually spoke to a few contractors myself, people I personally knew, not through the company, but contractors I knew myself that would tell me that when they found out who I worked for, I should say, they would tell me how much they appreciated just knowing that the company would actually tell them when stuff went on sale, things like that. Personally, I think I would find it annoying. It'd be one of those things that I would appreciate, but after a while, it would just be like, why do I need to know this every day? Just send me like every week or something. And I will say that actually was not exactly my wheelhouse at that company. I did actually work a different project that was very closely related to the contractors. I worked as a subject matter expert for a system. I'm not going to tell you the name of it because it's going to give away who I worked for if you know. If you know. But it was a system for communicating with contractors, and I did speak with a great many of them in my tenure there because I was there from the time the project was started, and I became one of the de facto subject matter experts on it. In fact, when you called the number for the support line for that particular software, I was the number one priority to receive that call if it was an external caller. That kind of tells you how up to date I was on it. And this looks like it's going to be a park. I could tell by the benches, that sort of thing. Because they have like the statue there and everything. A little bit weird that you would have someone with an office or like a business complex like this, industrial complex, that would have their own garden. Maybe that's the like American in me that's saying that, but usually in the U.S., when you're talking about like industrial and commercial complexes like this, you're not really looking. I guess I'm trying to say it would be hard to find. Oh, I could just hold the button down. Look at me. I just noticed it when I passed over something. Okay, that's gonna make this a little bit faster. Anyway, you don't really see a whole lot of office and industrial complexes like this that would operate with a garden. Mostly because it would be seen as like a waste of space and money. Usually, when you're talking about like a garden or like a natural plaza, things like that. That's what the loading thing is for. It's how long you can auto pick up for your current click. Interesting. Usually when you see that, it would be like a you're talking like a higher end office complex. Like we're talking like IT and higher end business, finance, human resources. Yeah, we're talking about like business services. I guess is the best way to put it. Is the kind of office building you would see having a garden or like a park or natural plaza like this. I apologize for sniffling. It's actually storming outside right now. All that stuff that hit the Midwest over I think it was a week ago, give or take, a little bit more. I don't quite know. I'm actually having a little bit of trouble remembering what day it is half the time. Today is Sunday, yes, because I'm making a video for Monday. That's right, I am recording this on Sunday. So, yeah, it's storming right now. All the stuff that hit the Midwest is kind of like right over top of me. And the increased moisture in the air has got my sinuses really acting up. They do not like anything that's going on right now. I also have to remember that I have those trash bags in the back of the truck to toss in here. And of course I'll do that before I make a run to the factory. In fact, this is probably going to be multiple runs if I had to guess. I could have sped this episode up, but be honest with you. After I started speeding things up in House Flipper, it started feeling less personal, and I want to get away from that. I want it to feel like we're having a conversation. We're just kind of sitting here playing a game together. I don't want it to feel less personal. I want it to feel more personal. Ooh, hello. Oh, because I can just throw the garbage away. Let's see. What happened there? Just kind of taking a quick little sweep here to see if there's anything else I missed. Got a few slots left in this bag. That's actually all I can hold in this one. So hopefully I've gotten everything. Because I've made a sweep through here a couple of times because there's a little bit of a maze going on here. It's really easy to miss little bits of clutter on the ground. Okay, so that's got that. The last thing I need to do is actually inside of the office itself, and it's like a little surrounding area. So let's hit the outside first. I should have, like I said, I should have done this before I built the office, but yeah, whatever. And then the last thing I'll do is what's inside the office. A great example of a game that could really benefit from the recycling thought process. Anything from the Fallout series. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably madly typing a comment right now talking about Fallout 4. Fallout 4 definitely put a good dent in the idea, but I don't think they were really thinking about recycling necessarily. They were more thinking about like actual scrapping, like what can I take out of this that's useful to me at this very moment. Whereas recycling is literally taking something apart, breaking it down to its bare essential materials and using every part of it in your manufacturing process. That's the difference between scrapping and recycling. Scrapping, you're not really caring about taking the whole thing, or I can't really jump down there because it'd be a pain in the ass to get back up. So we're not going to do that. Yeah, scrapping, you're not really looking for taking everything with you. You're kind of just looking for the important bits and getting everything together that fits into like a neat category. Of course, I still have all this in here. I didn't even think about this. Ugh, there's a lot more trash here than I thought. I promise you, I will get all the trash in this episode so we don't have to worry about it again. And like I said, I may even go so far as to sell all of it off screen, just so we can kind of start off the next episode with just a big pile of money and just see where it goes. And of course, when I introduce the next episode, I'll talk about how much I made, how many trips it took, things like that. I do notice there are like the ferns here and there. We definitely need to see about getting some more ground clutter. There was some I spotted like off over there. Why it's not everywhere, I'm not quite sure. Maybe they're experimenting with system resource usage. I remember a few... Man, I can't even tell you how long it's been. Okay, there was something in there. Thought I was going crazy for a second there. I don't know if it was like a few months, probably more like a few years ago now, because COVID's kind of skewed my sense of time. Much like everyone else. But I remember hearing about some new engine technology where instead of having a bespoke object placed in the world for every individual instance, you could simply place a single instance of an object and have it copy over and over and over again and just assign different attributes to each copy. And it was like crazy levels of optimized. Like I remember they had like this highly detailed model of like a soldier or something, if I remember correctly. And they had copied it, something like, oh, I just leveled up just off of picking up trash. I was like halfway through that level. Holy crap. Alright, so this is a good grind actually. But I remember they had like 1,000 copies of like a soldier or something, and they had like almost like a what is that game? Like the Battlefield Simulator? I don't remember what it's called. Like Realism War, something like that. And they were able to like have this full-scale battle with like all the units having different animations and everything assigned to them. But the game was just running butter smooth. And it wasn't even really all that powerful of a computer it was running on either. It was like really crazy how advanced that technology was. I really wonder... I know like UE5 has a lot of advancements. I wonder, I have to look into it because I haven't really paid an enormous amount of attention to UE5 other than just like its light and shadow improvements that are really, really obvious. I'm gonna have to look into that because I kind of wonder if that feature is in like an engine somewhere, or like maybe it's supported by UE5 or something. Because something like that would make ground clutter like crazy easy to implement and have like no resource utilization whatsoever. Getting there. We're almost done with what we've got on the outside of the office. And like I said, I'm going to make sure we fit all of the trash pickup into one video. I know that we're over time at this point, but I definitely want to get all of it done in one go. Actually, I just realized I'm an idiot. The fastest way to have done this actually probably would have been to leave the bags where they sit and just kind of drive around with the pickup and pick them up. I'm as close as I am, and I'm almost done anyway. It's not really been that big of a deal to kind of run back and forth. I wish I had thought of that sooner. my focus was getting them organized into like the bins. Like that was my big focus. I didn't really want to put a whole lot of time into doing other things. So I kind of pushed out of my mind the concept of doing other things. This right here is actually going to be a good place to actually do that because I'm only got a couple left here. I noticed the color changed on the bag because this is a larger bag. This is a really nice floor. Holy crap. Yeah, it's meant to be marble. Hexagon tiles are already like some next level shit. And we've got hexagon marble tiles on our level 1 office. Dog. Really? Oh, I do have a bed. Oh, there is a bed that comes with it. Oh, I'm an idiot. I should have looked. Whatever. It's fine. At least I know it's there now. I also want to get these little dirt spots swept up in here. I'll do that at the next episode when we start kind of actually playing through. All right. We've got everything. It's gonna set these out here. Make sure we close our doors here. Oh, it's a light. Okay. I thought it was like a can or something. Okay, we have everything cleaned up. Again, I do need to get the dirt spots up, but that's going to take sweeping, so we'll do that next time. For now, I'm going to go ahead and get these done, and off camera we will get everything sold, and the next episode is going to start from the factory. Have a good one, my dudes.